Hello, 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 and welcome. This is Jillian with the Jewel Design. How are you all today? Okay, well, what are we at? Wednesday, I hope. For you guys, I'm hoping it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning for me, so it'll be Wednesday afternoon, hopefully, or Wednesday evening for you. So I thank you so much for joining and watching today, sitting a spell. Oh, dusty. Sitting a spell and crafting along with me as we work on some more interactive, fanciful pages in the 4 signature doily and collage covered journal. Earlier in the week, we finished this puppy, at least the front of it. All the signatures are sewn in. I just realized we have a low spot here. All the signatures are sewn in. We did decorate the cover, as you can see. So you can always go back and watch that. Nothing major, but just some, simple pieces to give us some vertical and rounded imagery on a very square box, and along with some, or some abstract, I don't know, I guess we're gonna call it, pieces. The butterfly has its own shape. These are very round, vertical, square, and of course there's just a combination of, round and square elements within the doily itself. So it is a 4 signature that we sewed in the side. I'm not gonna lift that side up right now just because I have sort of things messed up or messy on the inside. But over time, we'll decide how to decorate the spine without really getting in the way, of course, of you being able to lay it flat and write in it. So this 4 signature journal has a combination of 8 by 5-ish, 5 1/4 pages. It also has 8.5 by 7 pages. So every other signature gives you the opportunity to completely write in here, memory keep, photographs, whatever. You got 2 of these. About 56 pages total between the 2. And then you have, like I said, this more decorative standard sort of digital junk journal would fit in a 9 by 6 frame if we were doing a smaller journal. But I thought it'd be fun to sort of utilize both and go every other, but also gave us room then to add lace and things to this without having it heavily stick out, and sort of helps us decorate. Now, you get this journal, you can decide at any point, you're like, some of these pages I want to keep going with this unusualness, and you can create your own side tucks, you can tab it in, you can do all kinds of things with these pages, which is nice because they're just eco-dyed, tea-dyed, and copy-dyed papers that allow you, the freedom to do what you want with them. Like the middle, though, this one gives us a large pocket on each end to put a large, piece of memorabilia, whether it's a greeting card, whether it's program, all kinds of fun things as you're documenting your month, what you want to do in it, because in total you have 128 pages to journal on. So I'm really stoked. So today, as you can see, I have little purple tabs everywhere reminding me I need a large ephemera pocket thing here with a little bit of lace. We need to heavily decorate up the journal page as our secondary pocket. The second one, I'm like, okay, I just want lace only on this page, so on and so forth. So I wanted to remember as I went along what I wanted to do with these things and not forget and then go, oh my gosh, I still have something to do. Never any fun. So the first one today, because I know for sure what I want to do, is a lace and pocket page. Now, this first signature has more decorative or more pattern papers on it than the one in the back. So we will have to find some creative ways to sort of utilize this to get a little bit more lace and 3D elements on it, where this one has more of these, and so I get to do both pockets on one and more interactive ephemera on the other, when we have more of these pages. So like this one needs a large piece of ephemera interactive pockety tuck thing with some lace. This one's a little more subdued. Same thing in the front when you go to the other half. So I wanted to sort of even it out. But I saw these. I was going through everything I cut out, trying to figure out how I want to work this. And this is one of those full lace pages. I did go back and do a little bit of I'm not on that side though because I wasn't sure. Okay. A little bit of inking on some of these pages because I just can't deal with a simple stain like this. Just as white by itself. Oh, I can't do it. I'm like, and now that I know what I'm doing with this one, I can add some more ink. It just bugs me. I love our digitals. I love the look of them. Even the most vintage of papers that we print, I have a thing about the edges. They either have to be deco cut on the edge so that they're not so straight lace perfect contemporary. It takes away from that look. Or I have to ink it. I have to do something. I tried. I thought I could get away with it, guys, and I can't. So that's okay, though. So what I was thinking is we have sort of a decorative washi here. Now, why these are so short, I do not know. I'm not sure why I don't have top to bottom, but it's okay. It's gonna be I'm going to give it sort of a floating side tuck, a double pocket tuck. We're going to put lace down the edge. We're going to glue these just enough together, and we're going to try to cutely creative, maybe at least the top, decorative cut these on the outside and allow us to do 2 tucks, right? So we'll have a journal card here, and I think we're going to put a little mini file folder booklet in the second one and do it that way. Bummer part is the way it's getting tucked, we don't get to see the tab on the outside. It's the only thing I'm a little bummed about. Because I don't think I want to go this way. It makes it too one, the lace helps hide the fact that, you know, anchors these in a little bit, because otherwise there's no anchor to this except for up against the edge, and it's just floating. It does allow me to do it this way where you can see that, and you have the lace on the edge. Because I love the fact that it's tabbed right here. That's my only downside. Now, that is bugging me. What's the other side? Oh, that is that side. So maybe that's the problem. It's the wrong side. So what if we... I have the other side, if I can find it. Where we go? There it is. I was going to put these over here. So what if we, let's do, because this doesn't have to be, we can do this on this side. We're going to do my double triangle corner pocket. And again, sort of hidden on this way, it's just going to glue down. This one will make it stand out a little bit, and of course lace up the edge. So we'll put that lace over here because I don't want to get confused. Then I don't really care how it goes. We're just going to put 2 large, you know, journal cards in here for sure. But then, I'm like, why am I making this harder on myself? Let's do it. I think because I didn't want it as thick, because I think this is going to have quite a bit of interaction. And I didn't want to go too thick on this end. But I really like the idea of tucking this in. And I want to be able to see the tab of the file folder, so you know to grab it and pull it out. So you can't really do that, right? I was saying, what is up with my file folder? I've got lines in the paper, but I think that's how I did it. Okay, no clue. Could have been a weird print job, but it works nicely. Okay, so we'll do it on this side. Works either way. I just was like, let's take that page off. So anyway, I'm like, I'm like, duh, just flip it around, my love. Flip it around and we know what to do with it. There we go. Okay. And this one definitely has an edge where it did not get cut off, and so being able to cover it with lace totally hides those. Oops, that needs to be cut. But now it's in here and it's really hard to try to get in there and cut it, right? So we are going to deckle the edge here. We're going to slightly glue them together. We'll ink all the way around, but we will corner. I'm hoping to corner this. I'm hoping it's not going to be super huge. If I get in there, it is going to take a hefty corner out. So maybe we'll just do it. I want to do a little bit of something so it was sort of has some, it wasn't so blah. But we'll see. I don't know. Once I do it, I can't really undo it, and that's the hard part, right? How are you all doing? Thank you for joining me in my silly little adventure here. I thought, well, I'll bring you along as I'm getting some ideas on how to cover these pages and make them work for us, right? Sorry about that. Bring in, ways to use the ephemera that I provide in our kits, and whether it's used as expected or a little different, right? So this one, I don't know how much I want it to stick out. I'm trying to decide what color. I don't think I want to go brown. This one happens to be the green, so maybe we'll enhance, it's blue actually, speckled egg, which to me has more of a green tint to it than a blue tint, but a speckled egg it would have that. Let's do this one, which just pulls from more of the blue from the background, which happens to be the, we're not going to really see this much, but we'll still do it. Happens to be the graphite paper, the graphing paper. That's in here, which I think is awesome. So this one, I'm going to go, it's a little harder to do, but I think I was meant to leave that empty so that it would blend in, but that's all right. I can't help myself. So we want a deep enough pocket for both pieces so that when we put the file folder in there, it won't stick out too much, just enough. But if I put a journal card or something in here, they're not going to block each other. So we want just enough space. I think I see a, oops, ew, it got caught up. I put the needle in there to, I think right here, I'm going to use this line that happens to be existing down this side. All right, it's just a craft with me today, and working on some ephemera and getting started to get these pages decorated so that, we have ephemera, we have pockets, we have writing pages, we have all kinds of things. We try to fill the pockets when we give them to you most of the time. But sometimes I like leaving empty pockets for you guys so that you can. So there's that. A little off. I don't know why. It's not off here. Not really. Okay. So we've got that. That will get glued down on these three sides once we cut these out. So let's do the top and see how that pans out. And then we'll cross our fingers, right? So tell me you put it all the way to the corner. It cuts it all out, but I don't know if I want to go. I feel like I need to try and eyeball it on the edge here, at least to a point. It cuts it all off, but I got this one, and it's been a little trickier than I would like. It has not been quite to the corner piece I was hoping it to be. It gets stuck. It does all kinds of fun things. Okay, hold on. That is actually really pretty, and you know what? I don't feel like I want to mess with it and take a chance of, like, do I do top and bottom with the lace? I want to do, whoops, where it is. Am I in camera? Oh God, I'm out of camera. No, I'm not. I guess I can't tell. Hold on, I was playing with it. Oh yes, no, I'm not out of camera. Okay. I wanted to, let's take that one out. It's my other project I don't know what to do with yet. Okay, so we have the lace, right? Some from Frills. We have that. Do I do top and bottom? Yeah, that's sort of fun. Let's see if we can do it, guys. Cross our fingers. Took my time and did it the first time, so let's see if we can do it a second time. I'm supposed to go all the way up, but I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that much paper, so I'm trying to eyeball it to get as little as possible, like up in the corner, but still all the pieces. And I don't think we have a choice. So let's just try and get the most out of it. There we go. Oh, I have to go off camera for a second. It's just big. It's weird. I've done too many times. I've put the wrong amount of paper in there. I dropped it into my little wastebasket, which of course cannot hold the weight of that cutter. Oh, there's glitter on the bottom of that thing. How funny. Well, my cutter now is, my little corner cutter is now full of glitter. Sorry about that. I need those scissors sooner or later, but oh my goodness. I got most of it off. Okay. How did we do? I like that though. That actually turned out really nice. So we're going to lightly, might as well make it prominent. Gonna cut it a little bit. And I like the fact, because we glued it, hopefully, enough. It's going to stick. Yes, okay. And we're going to glue, very carefully, I am going to glue all of this. I don't want it to pop up. Not at all. I've got that already inked a little bit, so let's do a little more. Even though the lace should cover anything imperfection-wise, doesn't mean I can't put a little more down. And the other side is beautiful writing space, has some green around it, but this isn't going to be too bulky where hopefully it won't eek. I left that open. Oh, I know better. Eek. It's going to be one of those days. Just the middle of the week. Beginning of the week has been busy. I got new product in the shop. So we have some new listings. I sold the So Shabby project. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the love. I love when someone watches the progress of it and actually decides that they can't live without it. Must have it. Warms my heart because it means I hit it on the head and it spoke to somebody. So whether it's for themselves or whether it's a gift, I shouldn't say. I know she collects a lot of stuff from me and Lorette, so I'm very, very thankful for all of that. All right, so we're going to glue it down. So you've got something where it blends a little bit into the background. So it's, I would say it's a hidden pocket, but it's not. We can see it because we did some fun detail up here, which you can just sort of see because I didn't super ink it to make it stand out. It's just sort of there. And we only glued across the top, right, and across in here to keep it from going anywhere so that we can tuck this beautiful thing right here, which I love how it sort of fits within that. We see the tab, makes me super happy. Then I can just put a journal card in here and we are good to go. Now, I do this every time and I put stuff in my pockets way too soon and then it comes undone. I do it all the time. I'm absolutely famous for it. Okay, I'm not famous for it, but you know what I mean. I do it all the time and I know better. Okay, get my top back on because I do this all the time. Ugh. They work beautifully when you use them. So, just in case you're brand new to me, I do have some new subscribers. If you haven't heard me say it already, me and Lorette at the Vintage Paper Girl, she is the other YouTuber, sorry, I was just looking at some text. Anyway, we are Design Journal and Supply over in the Etsy. And this is our shop. Hello, isn't that great? I'm dark. I am dark, aren't I? This is the worst lighting ever. Oh, sorry guys. I'm looking at this and I don't know what to do. I think it's just my phone. I think it's just, there's no, what I see is what you guys see. And if I'm close, it's great. If it's far, it's worse. I'm trying to see it how far up I'd have to be just to get a decent lighting. And I don't know what's up. All right. Well, it is what it is. It looks bright here, but my phone does not show bright. Anyway, so her design journal supplies. As it says, you know, we design things. We create a bunch of ephemera and journals that we do sell, handmade, in the shop. And then we provide you with supplies in smaller quantities that are manageable to try out, practice with, play with, just, you know, stock up on when you can't find it any other way. And allows you to play with all the things that we play with, you know, without having to make massive commitments to it. So that's what we do. Anyways, okay, let's get the lace on here. But anyway, the toppers are in there, and let's see. I need to cut the edges a little straighter because we can't have wonky corners. But that gives me a tiny little piece of lace, which I will collect those. I now put them on bobbins, and I'll create the tiniest little tassels. I can't help it, which I got to use more often. I really do. All right, and I'm going to leave it on this thing. Sometimes we cut this off to flatten this out. If we really just want something really simple, but in this case, I do want that ruffle. And I think I'm going to glue it down and then I'm going to cut so that I don't end up cutting it short. And then I feel like I'm just back to square one. The whole point of why I'm putting lace on is to help hide and anchor this pocket tuck. And sometimes the only way to do that, you know, is to get it cut to the right length. No matter how hard we try, things slip or move or whatever. So let's do this. So I wish you have to let me know what you're up to these days. I hear from 2 or 3 of you quite often, so you'll have to tell me what you're working on. If you're working on any journals, or I also gotta make sure I got it down the right way. Ugh, I have that tendency too, putting my lace upside down. Gotta let me know if you're working on anything, whether it's just tooling around in your studio, whether you've created something new. Maybe you've veered from journaling. Maybe you still love watching the YouTubes, but you have a different passion. Maybe you're crocheting, embroidering, I don't know, maybe you're back to old school scrapbooking. I don't know. You have to tell me what you're up to. Let me know what's the newest thing going on. You may be visiting friends and family a lot. I don't know. Alright, let's see. And so anyway, yeah, I've been really busy. Besides the kids, of course. I had to do I was down and out though on Monday. I actually didn't do much on Monday. I was prepping products and stuff like that, but I'm working on inventory because I've got to keep that up to par. But I was actually not feeling all that great. I have a tendency of having episodes of fibromyalgia. Lucky me. And so I forgot to take my medicine the night before. I was working on orders, talking to my daughter. Excuse me, sorry. And I kept looking at the medication going, did I take it? I'm like, yeah, I took it. I must have taken it. It's sitting out here. And went to bed a little late, but I'm laying there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm like, I'm sleepy and I'm tired, and which it does help me sleep. But I realizing I was still, things sort of hurt and my nerves are on pins and needles, and I kept waiting. Oh, that looks beautiful. See, the whole point was, so what I want to really do with this, guys, is be able to see chunks of lace and tabs and things like that here, knowing that when we close it, it's not going to get all bunched up and bent. Sometimes I love we put all the stuff on the end, and I feel like we can't close it. We can't like either tie it or wrap anything around it because we end up flattening all our pretties. So I'm loving that I get to do some external stuff off the page to help sort of narrow the gap of this one, right? So that's really pretty. It makes it easier to write on. We've got this pretty little pocket, and now we'll put this together. But anyway, I didn't take my meds, and really thought I had, and 12 o'clock comes around, and all of a sudden it's 1, because I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping. I kept waking up, right, and I'm falling asleep to TV shows and whatever, but finally I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just me. I'm just turn off the TV, and I'm just gonna go to sleep, and then it's like, I'm sleeping, but it's 2 o'clock, and I'm waking up constantly, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I not take it? Maybe I didn't take it, or am I really that bad off? Am I really having that bad of an episode? And no, and it's like, well, my diet hasn't been great, probably too much sugar, there's all these little things that set off my things, and it's my own fault. Like, I'm not chronic at a point right now where no matter what I do, I'm miserable. I'm very lucky on that end, but, so sometimes it's my own darn fault, and, so I was like, well, shoot, and maybe I'm just really bad, I'm getting older. Not that much older, but I'm getting older. And, so by 4 o'clock I went, there's no way. There's just no way I took my meds. And at this point it's too late, because if I got up and took any meds, I wouldn't really be able to drive around much. I'd be pretty foggy, and that's never a good thing. And, me and my oldest had a driving lesson that afternoon, which is when it would hit me the hardest, and I was like, no, I can't take any meds, but I didn't sleep all that well. I love how my Fitbit says I slept 6 hours, and I'm like, that was the worst 6 hours ever then. So at 4 o'clock, I finally just got up. I had to go sleep on the couch where I was upright, which changes the elevation and the blood flow, I guess, and changes the numbing and nerve pain, and so I was sort of bummed I had to do that, but got up and slept for like an hour and something solid before the cats chimed in. So I was out on Monday, and it was foggy here, which means there was no way I was, foggy here with a lot of pain. There was no way I was doing yard work. Oh, and I'm glad I waited till yesterday to do it, and much more successful, but, yeah. Okay, so yeah, here's the other thing. All the ephemera for my kit, I did not back. I forgot to print anything, so I'm halfway through cutting it, and I realize there is nothing on the inside of these guys. There is no print work, there is nothing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So, we're going to pick a stencil. Aha. One of my ultimate favorites. You'll see it in a lot of my stuff. We got 2 different things. So, we're very floral here. So, I think we're going to use this one. Normally, I use this. This is one of my favorites. As you can see, there's all kinds of stuff going on with it. But I think this one is a little bit more open floral. And we're going to use this. So, we're going to do a little bit of stenciling. Floral stenciling when we need to make up for the fact that there is not, any print work. So whether it's to help, just sort of break up the monotony. I mean, I can only ink around the edges so much, right? So I can just do that, which there wasn't much, that one. I didn't do it very tight. That is the front of it. And then let's do the top corner. And I love it. They're corner pieces, so it's nice. So we can get a little bit darker on the back side of our little booklet here. At least try not to move it though while you do it. Anyway, I did not do much on Monday. I got stuff done, but not what I was supposed to get done. There we go. That helps a little bit. It's not much. It's just a little light entity. But that's going to be our major piece. Okay, we're going to have to use that a lot. I'll have to leave it out. So Monday was not great, but inventory got done, and paperwork got done, got a driving lesson in, so hey, we're good. So I definitely made sure I took a little extra meds the next night. Slept beautifully. Less pain is always helpful. And so I got my yard work done yesterday. But then last night, it was prepping, and I had taken photos. We actually had a beautiful day yesterday too. No fog. All that jazz. So with a prettier day, I was like, okay, I can. It's very dark, but I'm sort of wondering, we'll do it that way. Beautiful day yesterday, so I got the yard work done and stuff, which, I'm always so happy when it's done. So this I can either staple in with a little mini stapler, if I can get it sideways, or, oh, I don't know if I really want to sew it in. I guess we could try stapling it. If it doesn't quite work, then we could sew it in. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 sec. I gotta go grab a stapler. It's on the other side. It's on the other side of business. Which, a lot of my stuff's now over here on the other side of business. Hey, baby boy. Because, you know, I don't always get to craft. I'm doing better. I'm trying to help with you guys. But, so anyway, no, but yeah, last night I was able to get a bunch of new product into the shop. We have new brads. We have some new colored laces. Old lace back in stock. New lace that we now have a new color for. Which I don't think I have any of the other stuff. Yeah, see, I can't quite get in there. I can go sideways, but that defeats the purpose, and I can't get in there. So, nope, that's not going to work. Well, bummer. I was like, darn it. It is definitely smaller than our thing, but I think just makes it for a cute, maybe we'll put, could make little pockets to put in there later, but, all right. That is bugging me. Hold on. It's just a weird, there's a weird print job on this one. So I feel like I need to try to darken it or lighten it, or sometimes your printer does weird things. I'm like, can we get a consistency in here somewhere? That didn't really help as what I was hoping, but oh well. Alright, let's see. Alright, well then I'll just sew this in, and knowing that we're going to make a cute little booklet, it's going to sit right here. And then I have plenty. I don't need that little. We are going to work on another piece that is about that size. Let's see, which one of these lovelies do we want to stick in here? We can go really big and prominent, or small and mundane. Do like that. Those are a lot bigger than I look. Wow. Okay. I didn't want to do that. I have these journal cards, which, not journal cards, tabs. Put them back to back. Now we can either cut them loose. I don't want to matchy. I don't want to hide it either. That's so funny. Either one of those match. So maybe that one tucked in would definitely fit just right. And I hate to break them up. They were sort of put side by side. Yeah, my printer started doing weird things. Of course it did. Why would it not? Though this one does stick out and mirrors this one, so it's a different type of hide-a-hole, right? Get the right scissors. I know, nothing too extravagant. It's just chatting today, and it's just crafting, and I have to, I mean, I love the idea, of using the belly bands, and, they're blue on this one. Using the belly bands in a way that, you know, giving us dual pockets, working our way through the kit, and how it's going to work best. Now this one I may do the blue flower on the bottom. Oh, I like that idea. Let's try that. I need more blue. We are just doing a little, we did the inking, I swear I can't tell half the time that it's even inked. There we go. Let's get a little more color down there. There we go. I'm like, I really want to see some color, some pop, some shading. Because a piece of paper, even if it is a digital, can easily be, I don't know, less 2D, right? Less, by simply, ripping the edges of the paper, doing a deco cut, adding ink, adding lace, right? It doesn't make it feel so out of the printer when so many times, we do try for a vintage feel. Now this is definitely a little bit more modern, a little bit more brighter, summery, not as vintage. And I'm not trying to go for too much vintage. Little hints because of the coffee dyed paper, or even, here to keep it not so much, little areas I did a little bit of coloring. So it felt like it was aging, but it wasn't like in your face, vintaging, because this isn't all vintage. It is not an all vintage ordeal, so. Now, the only downside is, the different colors for the same stencil. I don't want to, we're going to go here. We're going to see if I can do it without the other. I love the brushes for this because, it's a little less whatever, but there we go. See there, it's so funny how up here it's blue, but when I did it here through the others, we get a little bit of blue-green. But it does give you something. You can write right over it. It's really easy. But the back of the journal card doesn't seem so bland and so white. But we do have, this is a tentatively half white, half neutral ordeal. So right now we've got this here, which mirrors that. We've got him here. Now this last one might become a trifold. And if we, decide to do so, we'll definitely have to work on the back side of this. It's fun with these guys' tags. You can always put a little paper on them. Ink it and whatever. You can put little pieces of paper. I did that in, what was I looking at? I did the fall one. I did it all 4. But the way it did is you had 2 pieces of paper here and you had 2 here, I think. So it had a really cute, or the 4th one, you had paper on both sections. So it had, paper across here, like a notebooky, notepad paper feel on both sections of the 4. So that was a really cute idea. But yeah, you can, these don't have to be just fold right on it. You can put coffee dye paper. You can add little notepads. You can add little pockets to these sides so that you can tuck little things into it, because maybe this side is very decorative. So you don't really want to do too much, but except for the top. You just enhance the top of these because they are tagged journal cards. And, but this one we'll probably leave this way. We'll just have to figure out whether I glue it down, which that was a thought, is I glue this one down. So you open it up here, and it's, there's an idea. I was hoping it was a bigger journal card, which I didn't make big journal cards for this one. I did not make big journal cards. Aha, there they are. Oh, that's what I need. Okay. Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that this one will be a little one I think we'll tuck into something, but this might take care of one of my large journal card issues. I need a large interactive ephemera piece section. And so wouldn't that be cool that you glue this down, we fold it back just like we did this one. You glue this page down, so when you open it, you see all of this, but when you lay it out, let me go over to this one a little bit. Maybe it needs to be on the other side. When you lay it out, you have those 2 pieces to write on. So I'm wondering if we do it on the back side. Maybe it'll open up easier that way. Where's the other one? I was going to do that one, huh? We're going to change that up. We're doing a lot of that today, aren't we? Oh, and that's backwards. Well, let's see, that's why I did it. I need more. I was going to put this one on the other one, so it's just a little bit of something on a writing page, and the majority of the decor was this. And these are great. These are a coin pocket that you can glue down. I always hate that we lose whatever's printed on this side. So I started using the gusset on one end, where I tuck this up. I leave it as a wider pocket here. And I put a hole on this, either to tuck down or tuck sideways, and makes it a pocket on the page. Usually you put it on the bottom of the page, right? But that's going to block something pretty. So that does not work on that side. But then this one, I'm thinking if I do it here and I fold it, when you open it, it's going to open this way, which might bump into that anyway. So either way, I guess it's not going to make a difference. Nope. Okay, we'll stick to our original plan. I want this one to have just a little pocket here floating. I haven't decided whether it's going to be a top or a side pocket yet on this one. And then we're using this, even though it floats, we are going to cluster and collage to break this up a little bit and put a, sort of a floating pocket on that page. So we're going to leave that one the way it is. I don't want to mess with that. So this one is going to have this, which will help break up all this white by putting this newsprint article paper that I found, which is one of my favorites. I think it's a Graphic Fairy. It's a large piece, technically a large image, and I love it all the time. So we're going to do this. We'll do the fold out either way, so you can write up on it or decorate it as you see fit, but we'll ink it and stencil it, and then it lets us have writing space on this. You gain some writing space on this page that otherwise would not have it. So we'll do a little clustering of some collage paper. We'll put this in the middle. We can decorate these up a little bit if we wanted to, and then it's writing on the back. So, okay. Well, that took care of that problem. I knew I had something else. And I have a trifold. We'll play with this one, the 4-fold envelope, that I think we're actually also going to turn into, open it up and fold it outward and make it something. I don't know whether I want to... Yeah, I have to decide again, stenciling and decide. I think each flap that opens out and up is either going to, be tucked down as a pocket. I think one will be a pocket and the other two will flip out, either down for a pocket and up as a notepad, something interactive, I guess, which each tab or flap, I should say, flap has a purpose. This one's a bummer that we're going to lose, but we already have it. So really, it's just a blend into this one. So that's that. Okay. So we do have those two, which are pretty involved, or in slightly involved paper pieces. Okay, there we go. So there's that. And then the other half of that side is this, which is pretty easy, not as complicated. And we are simply going to ink these, and I thought I saw, I did. I'm like, I have a corner up here that shouldn't be here. There we go. This one I won't ink because I do want it to sort of blend in, and we'll line it up with one of the lines that we have here. So it has its own purpose. But this one we will ink, definitely on the outsides, and here so you can see it. And that's just going to have another lace that we're going to put over here and be done. So this one is not super complicated. I'm sort of seeming to like the more inked, more vintage photo on this spots that have more paper feel. So we'll keep to that look when everything else is, I'm using the speckled egg and the, what is the pink? Oh, spun sugar. I'm like, what is spun sugar? As in like candy cane, or not candy cane, wrong one, cotton candy. That's still 2 C's, but the wrong C's, right? Okay, so there's that. I do see, I can only find it half the time, but there is black. There's black lines so you guys can see where to cut, and I can only seem to see it when it's up against the paper. Like, I sort of want it hidden. I don't really want you to be able to see. Oops, the cut lines. That'd be bad. Okay. Because then it doesn't have that consistent white feel. This is where I want the white to be consistent and not see it. Okay, so we're going to do that. And sometimes I will stretch this out to give me a wider pocket. You can just always glue this bottom corner a little bit if you don't want anything to fall out. So you can glue here and the bottom, here and the bottom up. And that allows it. Now, sometimes I will not glue this side flap down, so this has more room to maneuver and doesn't stop here short if you're going to expand the pocket. So there's certain things. It just depends on where you glue it allows you that freedom to move around. Now, this one looks like it's almost all inked, so we're going to make sure I got a little bit more blue also on this one, which is nice. And probably will be it, but you got an idea of what I got going. So sorry, it's a little bit less. I had to get my creative juices going to figure out what to do with everything. So maybe try to do another video. I don't know whether to do it this weekend or leave it for next Monday or Tuesday. It's one of those things maybe I'll prep it and put it in the queue for the next run, but I'm going to have to do something else for you guys. You're going to get tired of seeing the same thing, but it is a big project, and we want to make sure, it has its own merit. All right, so then let's do this. We're going to, I'm not going to do this corner because I want to have the freedom to have something a little wider go in this back pocket if I need to. So we're just going to do the one side and down the bottom because I don't glue, super easy here. I get underneath it beautifully, don't I? All right, do the edges. So we're going to we're going to line it up with one of the lines that's already here, which makes it easy. Push it down. And then, like I said, I'm going to expand the pocket a little farther out because this is a thinner, well, not thinner, it's not as wide maybe of a lace piece. And so I want to do it on the edge. And so if I go out a little bit, this way too, the lace may not interfere too much with the pocket. I have to decide if I want to, because I really want the lace to stick out as much as possible. So there we go. It just overlaps a little bit here, but doesn't interfere with any wide pocket issue, any wide pieces, which these are, decent size, some of these. This is a good size journal card. So yes, we want as much space as possible to get in and out there. Okay. All right. We're doing good. We're doing good. Trying to figure out right there on the edge of the pink. Okay. Eyeballing my next piece, right? So this is great. These are great to stack. You can stack them as close or as far as apart as you like. Sometimes it's just adding paper or ephemera or fussy cuts maybe to hide some things, but it's nice to know that you have the freedom to where this doesn't have to be right on top of each other to be used. You can do it a little, a little bit more spread out to really cover the whole paper, but it's a nice stackable, diagonal double pocket. But this one we're allowing just sort of blend in. It's sort of hidden in its own right. The only way you would see or notice it's there is because of what's inside what's behind it. So you see you do that, you see it both ways, but then you can put something smaller here in the front. This is sort of in the way, but like if I want to do a little thicker or whatever, I can do something, you know, like this, and you can see both of them. That is a little coin pocket for little things that may be left over. And we'll have to find a nice place to tuck that into. I think there's going to be a few spots that we may actually have room for that. I mean, even this guy has the possibility of putting him, I could put him right there and, you know, cleaned up, and you could have it, have a little leftover fussy cuts could be in here so that you could decorate pages up as you saw fit. So maybe we'll do that. I like that idea. Once I better fold that thing. I don't like seeing the black lines on that. Okay, so there's that. Now I need to, I am doing bad today, guys. I'm being a bad bottle mommy. I am constantly leaving this out because I'm just gluing constantly, so I forget, but then it gets dry. So quickly it gets dry. Which is why we have the toppers, so that we can just, you know, put the top on real quick, go about our business, and not trying to worry about a needle in there every 5 seconds. All right, let's get the lace down, and then I'm probably gonna have to let you guys go. Well, it's 41 minutes maybe. It's fussy cutting the big one, which is a little bit of collage work, so maybe we will. Maybe I have an idea. Maybe we can get some, because I do feel like on some of these larger pieces where I'm putting bigger pieces of ephemera, we are going to take some of the papers that we use in the front cover and bring them inward, so that we have some continuity, and it feels like it all goes together. Like I didn't just, not that there's anything wrong with an eclectic cover to go in a journal. It happens all the time, but I feel like sometimes if we can pull both together, I really wish I could have, I didn't really like any of the pieces that I had here to put out there, except for the word. I didn't really find anything I really wanted to put in the front. The front cover did have its own, what's the word, like just feel. It lent itself the way it did, and I didn't really want to mess with it too much. I had a hard time trying to blend any of the fussies. Now, later down the line, I might find something and go, oh, that works beautifully, never mind, and add it, but we don't want to off-balance it either, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm trying to bring the cover on the outside cover inward a little bit so that it feels like it all goes together. And so, I have another lace here too. Good. Okay, I may have another sort of bunchy lace to work with. See, that's the thing. That one has no problem leaking out everywhere whenever it wants to. Let's see if I need any lace. Yep, we'll just put some of this. We'll put some of it down here. We'll do that down there. How's this one doing up here? We're doing okay. And I don't mind that this is loose, except for maybe in here. We'll make this a little tighter down here in some areas so that maybe this part doesn't get in the way. There we go. Use up that glue. By laying on its side, it gets that air bubbles and the pressure, and it wants to go out. But if I don't leave it on its side, I have a hard time. Okay, so now when we close it, this one does overpower, but on its side, we start seeing multiple layers, right? And I'm going to put fussy cuts on the pink vellum here, and I'm going to try to find matchy ones. So front and back, so they're like a little tab here to the center on both of these and in the other one. So it has something else sticking out. These guys will have a chunk of something. I have, a frilly green lace here. I have this pink, gorgeous, ordeal, which maybe we could do that down the side, top, bottom, middle. I have the beautiful blue. Again, that's another piece where even if it's just a tabby type feel, tab it, double it, 2 on the bottom, something. I want to put some chunkier sections of lace and applique on some of these pages where, we don't have to have lace top to bottom, but we have some things sticking out. Okay, so what I was thinking, we'll start doing what's the word? Prep work for is back here, right? Was it this one? Yes. No. The one in this one. This one. There we go. Okay. So what the thought was, I wasn't sure what I was doing. When did I go vintage on that one? No, I didn't do anything on those yet. Oh, I haven't inked this one at all. Okay. Like, did I make an ink choice yet? I have not made an ink choice yet on those guys. That's okay. Is paper. Taking our scraps. Ta-da! I knock everything over. And we're going to decide with this ordeal, right? Here, let me pause real quick and cut out the outside of this because it's going to help us with our designing if I can see what I'm doing. So 1 second, make this quick. Okay, have that all cut out. Now, messy, messy, messy. It's sort of the hard part when you're dealing with it in the book. Decorating it in the book, a little harder sometimes than dealing with the signatures by themselves and then sewing it all in, but that makes it really chunky sometimes, so it's hard too. Now, this one being what it is, I don't know whether I want to stick to, maybe we'll pink it up. Let me see if it already has a little bit of, what's the word, a distressed ink feel. Starting out, I did it in brown, or I did in this sort of grayish tone. So where you cut it right, you really didn't have to ink it if you didn't want to, or it just helped enhance it, especially with the vintage photo. It really helped enhance that imaging. It made it a little easier. You didn't have to put as much, or feel like you had to put as much ink on it. But, you know, nowadays we're into all these different colors and inks and fun things, so maybe not. Now, my cutting is terrible, and folding can be temperamental. So when you're done with this, if you really want a very seamless look, once you are done, even though I'm inking it right now, once you have it folded, you can trim it to make sure it all blends together. Sometimes the easiest way to do this is to try and score it as straight as possible with the lines I hopefully provide. Haha. So that you feel like you have a little bit more control. Okay, so we know it's going to go this way and this way, and it's sort of a cover, so we are definitely going to want to enhance this later. But see, here we go. I just lay it down. You can see that there's extra here, and not so bad here. So, you know, not too shabby. All in all, I didn't do too bad of a job. So it's up to you if you can carefully not make it any bigger of a mess, because that would be my problem. I'm going to try to keep it flat as possible, because any little kink will change it. And see if I can just sort of, you know, do a little trimming and make sure that when it's laying flat, you really can't see the pages behind it, right? We can put, I think I have a tab, so we can put a tab on it to help you open it up or pull it out. So that's going to be a fun piece. Let's enhance these corners, because we can totally enjoy that. Even in the fold here, even though this is going to be the end that's going to be down. These are great because you can make them into little trifolds, little folio pieces. You can fold them inward, you can fold them outward. If you did print on the back, and this was a little bit more open, you know, you can fold this in a couple different ways to really, you know, utilize it. You can do it this way so it opens up. Each one has pockets on the bottom, tuck stuff in. That's one of my favorite things to do. This would be the other thing where it's more of a fold out, especially with the larger tags, because that allows you all this writing space. And in this case, because I didn't print on it, when this gets glued down, I can even, if I really wanted to, just glue the 3 corners and leave it as a hidden pocket for you guys. Okay. If I wanted to make it obviously a pocket, I could cut the top off, put a notch in it so that when you opened it, you see the potential of a pocket here. And then you have the tag, sort of double tag writing space here, which I sort of like that idea. You could even cut this off and flip it around, you know, and utilize it. So, a couple different things going on here. Here's the fun part. Here's what we should have been doing, but I had to get my creative juices going, apparently. The back needs completely, or second to back. These two need to be inked and stenciled. So let's do that maybe, so I don't forget and get it too glued down and I can't get to it. Well, you know what? I have a feeling this needs to be our main project. I hate to waste the time and zoom through it. So hopefully you'll come back next week and you will see a craft with me that has to entertain the turning in a trifold or dual trifold large journal card tag. I'm turning it into a writing space and slightly interactive ephemera piece to go on your page. How's that? Okay, so we did that. So I will definitely stencil it, and then we will work on turning it into a pocket, a double tag for writing space, and decorative, all on one page. And we'll do that next week, guys. I'm like, that's not week, because then, like I said, I want to do some cornering, collaging with the papers, and so on and so forth. So this will be this weekend or next week. I haven't decided yet. We'll make it a weekend craft, I guess. We'll make it a weekend craft. We'll get this taken care of. I will see if I can do some thinking on the other one, the 4-flap, and maybe we can get those two going this weekend, knowing that the rest of this is pretty simple, but you got the gist. You see where we're going with it. We're getting excited. We're getting things on the pages, right? This will be the other one. And, you know, so that is interactive. It has some ephemera. It has writing space. It has places to put your memorabilia and your, you know, memory keeping ordeals, your favorite pieces, lots of writing space, so on and so forth. So thank you all very much for joining me in this sort of crazy, but hey, we're getting there. We're getting the juices going. Juices flowing to get this project done. Ordeal. So thank you all very, very much. And we'll talk to you all very soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.